Ever since I saw Chainsaw Man the movie Reze Arc with Matt last fall, the movie has stuck with me, which is a rarity for me. Since, just like Makima and Denji, it's rare for a film to stick in my mind even a couple of days after I watched the movie. So almost a year after the fact is even rarer. A lot of people are saying Chainsaw Man the movie is a life-changing experience, and I'm starting to think they aren't kidding, given how I've dedicated 3 of my earliest videos to just this movie alone. It wasn't the action that stuck with me, despite it being creative and top-notch, often reminding me of a Quentin Tarantino flick. No, it was the quieter, more character piece moments that have gummed up the works. But after watching it a second time, this time subbed instead of dubbed, it got my mind reeling all over again, only having gone in with foresight as to what the plot beats are and what truly makes the characters tick. It got me thinking, was Reze truly evil? Or was she, just like Denji, merely a victim of circumstance? But before we dive into breaking down Reze as a character and the massive legacy she brings to the franchise, please smash the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. We're a brand new channel and we're trying to reach the YouTube Partner Program as quickly as possible, so that we can bring you more and better content. But without further ado, boom! So, who is Reze as a character? On the surface, she's just your standard teenage girl, trying to live a normal life. However, if you've seen the movie, and I'm assuming you have if you clicked on this video essay, doing a deep dive into the character, then I can be as spoiler heavy as I need to be. But for those who haven't seen it yet, maybe watch one of Matt's videos in the meantime. Okay, now that the people who haven't seen the film yet are gone, when you dive a little deeper, Reze is in fact the Bomb Devil, the major antagonist of this film. When you watch the movie back with that knowledge, you start to question Reze for the potential red flags she ended up being. However, on your first watch, I didn't have this knowledge, so I assumed she was a decent person on surface level, and at worst was going to end up being someone one of the other devils was using in some way. As I thought there would be some twist involving her, I just didn't expect it to be what it was. But this is where the heart of this video starts to come into play. Was Reze truly evil from the get-go? I don't think she was. I believe she was just like Denji, and she mirrors his experience. Denji because of the Yakuza at the start of the story, and Reze because she was utilized as an experiment by the Soviet Union, and conditioned to do what she does. This brings the whole nature versus nurture debate into the equation. When we look at how Reze functions as a character despite killing tons of people, innocent or otherwise, she never explicitly goes out of her way to harm someone. Instead, she opts to let innocent people walk away, or offering people on Denji's side the option to walk away safely if they merely give him up. That tells us her baseline nature goes against her programming, and she doesn't needlessly cause harm if she can help it, even though at least hundreds of people would get hurt as collateral damage in her fight with Denji. This, at least on some level, infers she isn't inherently evil, even if she is manipulating Denji and through him, the audience, to think she's as innocent as she acts. This is also what makes Reze such an interesting and complex character as well, given her whole mission is to take Denji out, and not in the romantic sense. But she does end up falling for him, and we can again see that she's not inherently a bad person, because she tries so many times to convince Denji to leave his current life behind him and run away with her. That shows us she might even have conflicting feelings about her mission, because she sees the type of person Denji actually is, and doesn't just see him as the embodiment of Chainsaw Man, which Denji himself makes comment on, stating everyone is after Chainsaw Man's heart, but not his, which makes him feel used by everyone. Which, one could argue, Reze was using him so she could kill him and fulfill her mission. But for me, it's the final scene of the film that really drives home, that she's Denji's mirror. In her dying moments, she thinks back on how she never had a normal life either. This comes after she could have walked away, gone into hiding, and stepped away from the situation. However, that isn't what she chose. Instead, she opted to return to Denji and have some kind of relationship with him. The only reason this doesn't happen is because of Makima's interference. Thanks to Makima's actions, Reze dies. But during her final moments, we well and truly understand her. A broken person who was manipulated into being something she wasn't. Had circumstances been different, she probably would have been the ideal girl for Denji. Look no further than the alternate scenario artwork the mangaka has put out over the past year. One could argue he's doing that to manipulate the audience and get some attention onto the manga, or just posting to make people think of the movie more. But I think that's him playing his hand, just a little bit. But no, I don't think Reze was truly evil, merely an individual who had been manipulated into doing horrible things by horrible people, just like Denji. She just wanted a sense of what a normal life could be, and that is the tragedy of the Reze arc, as neither character got what they wanted or needed. But that's also why the movie has stuck with me so much. If you liked this deep dive, consider checking out my full review for Chainsaw Man the movie, or give one of Matt's videos a shot. For Blended Universe, this has been Colin.